One more one-on-one duel. She says, attention. There has been a request. There is a challenge from Team Wampus with Team Pakwaji. A one-on-one battle duel between Finn Djokovic and Levi Lionheart. The first one to take down the other, the first one to take down the other by a wound level will be victorious.
One round.
One round, or at least back and forth until somebody takes down a wound level.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
let's do this, Jordan. If you want to control Finn for me, please.
I will. He's going
Levi's
down,
gonna
Brandon.
undo his belt and take off his gi, just his shirt, and he's gonna have the the Bruce Lee claw mark on his chest that he drew on there with a pen, and he's ready to fight.
Oh my god.
All right. Finn will take out his trident, and he's gonna take a stance. So Finn's initiative is not very high, unfortunately. He's only got a +1, so 2d6 plus 1.
Eat your first, Levi.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna hopefully ignite my new fire fist. You guys are gonna see pink flames coming from my hand. I'm gonna attempt to punch him using my mage fu.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yes, I'm gonna hit him so hard, guys. All right, guys, it's a lot. +13.
Nice. All right. So the mage fu does work. I just need you to roll a regular melee combat roll against his defense.
Against the defense, isn't that it? The 23?
That's the check to see if you succeeded in the technique.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now we need to see if you made it through his defense. Nice. 18. So this is the Incendio punch, Incendio fist.
Yes, sir.
All right, roll for damage.
12. I did 12 damage.
It's a 12. All right, you did 12 damage. All right, so you did a flaming uppercut. It looks like a Shoryuken, which really surprises Finn. It knocks him back. He is going to now charge at you and roll me a 2d6 plus 5, 11. What is your defense?
My defense is 9.
All right, he will get past your defense. So that's going to be plus his strength modifier. He's just going to...
Can I use... I'm so sorry. Can I use that reactionary mage fu protection spell?
He's not casting a spell. He's using a melee attack.
Melee, okay.
Yeah, I think he knows chess enough to know that he's not going to be casting spells at you. He's just going to be driving his sharp, pointy stick at you. Big, sharp, pointy
Makes sense.
So, I would like for Finn to roll 2d6 plus 6. 16 points of damage to Levi. What is your health?
My health is 12.
Okay.
I lost.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So Finn charges at Levi, and he just rams his trident pretty much right through Levi, not hitting any vital parts. So we'll say he hits it here on the side by his shoulder, and you can, if you look very carefully, you can see that one of the pointy ends, one of the prongs of the trident actually protrudes out on the other side of his back by about an inch, if that. And that takes Levi down a wound level, but to watching this, it's a bit, okay, maybe that was a little extra, Finn. And,
yeah, just a bit.
And everybody's watching this, and people gasp, and Finn, his face goes from super determined and focused to slowly a look of sheer horror to what he just did, and his face actually goes a good bit white just a few seconds after he realizes what just happened. And just Levi, how does Levi react physically after that happens? Okay.
Are all the champions on the field?
Yeah, all the champs are on the field. And I think Finn, he's frozen. He's just stunned, and the judges are gonna start, moving towards Levi. Chogan is gonna bolt and just rush towards Levi. Headmistress Mwamba raises up her arm and says, "The duel's over. The duel's over."
I want to run up and push him over.
Finn?
Finn, yes.
Or Levi. Or you can push Levi to the ground.
I'm
goes deeper into his wound now. Yeah,
Roxy's shocked. Her hair turns red, and she's going to stride up and push him over and put herself in between him and Levi.
You'll be able. He's a big guy, but I'm going to say that you'll be able to push him over because he's not standing his ground. The trident is still embedded on his side.
I'll turn around and look at Levi, and I'll be like, "Oh my god, the snowflake, are you okay?"
Can you please get this fork out of me, please?
I don't know, you might bleed to death if I pull it out.
Oh, why did I ever do this?
I mean, if I see Chogan coming, I'm not going to attempt any healing spells, but I'm going to make sure no one takes the pitchfork out. Or the trident out, because I know that
Roxy would probably attempt to.
Yeah, roll a strength.
Don't pull that out just yet.
Okay.
We need to make sure it doesn't bleed too much.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have this fork in me forever.
Would it help if you squeezed my pinky?
Yeah.
Okay. He gives him my pinky.
Start cleaning it with some water. Just to make sure the area is clean.
Chance is going to immediately pop, right by the wound. And Chance looks ridiculously, upset and very distraught. He's like, "Levi! Oh no, Levi!" And he actually is going to put his small, tiny hands around one of the sides of the trident. And he's going to try desperately to pull it out, but it's not going to budge. Poor guy.
Wait! Chance, stop. Apparently, we have to leave it in. It keeps the blood in his body. Let's not touch it.
Chogan will approach really quickly, and he's going to quickly assess the situation. And he looks on the other side, and he says, "All right, we need to carefully pull it out, and I'll be able to take care of things from there." He's going to say, "Finn."
Finn!
Chogan says, and Finn is still, stunned, and he, shakes his head. "We need your help here, please." And Finn kind of just shakes off whatever world he was in for, a few moments. And he, again, looks very determined, and he goes over to Levi again. How does Levi react to Finn approaching him again?
I don't think he's afraid of Finn, but he definitely is, just concerned about this thing in his shoulder.
Okay, Finn looks right into... no, I don't think he can look you in the eye. Finn doesn't look you in the eye. He sort of averts your eyes a little bit, and he kind of yells out to Levi, "Ready?" as he puts his hand around.
Oh no! God, please, no!
Just squeeze my hand, Snowflake.
"I'll make it quick," Finn says. And then with one big, powerful yank, he just pulls the trident out. You lurch forward. Blood starts to pour out. However, Chogan quickly raises up his hands, and there's a big golden halo that sort of appears. Chogan's Jesus. There's a big golden halo. Be at peace, my son. He lays his hands onto the puncture wound, and again, this big, misty Patronus, golden-looking Patronus eagle, rises up above him as the puncture wound starts to seal up, and the other side of your back had also started trickling a little bit of blood, but eventually that one also seals up a bit. And You still feel a lot of pain, Levi, but at minimum, like, he was able to stop the rest of the damage, and but the wind definitely got knocked out of you. And then Shogun very carefully puts a hand on your other shoulder, very gently, and he looks at you and says, "You'll be fine, but we need to take you to the infirmary immediately for some bed rest."
Give it to me straight, Doc. Is my dancing career over?
Give it to me straight, Doc. He's not going to die. My best friend, Levi, he can't die. Take me instead. Take me instead. Chad said.
Calm down, ladies. I think he's fine.
I don't know, Rox. It still kind of really hurts. I feel like there's like a hole in my shoulder.
No.
Yeah, Numbnuts over here stabbed you in the shoulder, and she's gonna look over and glare at Finn.
Man, it was supposed to be like a peaceful duel, man. What was that about?
Finn.
You're supposed to use your fists, idiot.
Finn averts his eyes. He does not look at either Roxana or Levi, and he just looks. His face gets really, really like red, not of anger, but of something else, and he just feels. You can tell, anyone who's paying attention can tell, he feels really ashamed right now.
An apology wouldn't hurt, Djokovic.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. And he's still like half disoriented right now. But he still doesn't look at Levi when he says he's sorry.
Bell Snowflake, lend you a hand.
I think I can do it, Rox. Yep.
Headmistress Moamba finally reaches Chogun. They exchange a few words. Chogun's like explaining what's happening, and then Moamba nods, and then she looks to the group and she says, "All right, settle down, everyone. Everything is under control. Let us give a round of applause to our healer and medicine man, Shogun, a check." And everyone starts like clapping, woo! And they start. All right, now that everything is stable, we will now give the final calculations of the score. So each team will acquire points based on how many pawn pieces are left. Team Horned Serpent got 0 pieces on the board left, it looks like.
Yes.
So they do not get points for that. Team Pakwaji has 1, 2, 3, it looks like. 3 pieces on the board. So that is each piece costs 20 points a piece, so that's 60 for Pakwaji. Actually, that's a little too much. I'm gonna say 10 points a piece. 10 points a piece. 30 points for Pakwaji, and then Team Wampus has 1.
It was 4, but Roxana ran off the field.
3,
4.
4. So they get an extra 40. Okay. In addition, because they were the second to last team standing, Team Pakwaji gets 60 points, and Team Wampus gets 100 points.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Alright. So, due to the recent duel, the Aquarius champion did indeed win that match. Therefore, 5 points were taken from Team Wampus and given to Team Pakwaji. I think I can give them points for the VIPs as well. I'm trying to remember if there was a specific VIP in this particular game. I don't know. Who would be the VIP, do you think, for this particular
Me.
Roxy did pretty well.
She did well, but the other king was eliminated by who? By what's the other king eliminated?
Roxy took out both kings.
Oh, Roxy took out both kings? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
VIP for Roxy.
Yeah.
That means...
Definitely gotta be MVP.
Alright, you get an extra 30 points making the final score. Horned Serpent did not get any points, so they're still at 380 at last place, with Team Wampus at 535 points for second place, and Team Pakwaji at 555 points for first place. Everyone, thank you again for a wonderful event. Please join us for refreshments in the banquet hall. We will see you there.
At this point, Roxy would say, like, "Are you all right? I'm going to go check on Toby. You okay?"
I think I'll survive, Brox. I think.
Okay.
But sorry guys for losing the points. I learned the new Mage Fu move, and I thought it'd be good.
Don't worry about the points.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start taking more of that, Mage Agra to really start boosting up my magic abilities.
You're still taking that? Stop taking it.
No, look, it's making me more powerful than I've ever been my entire life.
Yeah, it'll make you go green.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will. It was on the bottle.
There's a small chance that I go green.
A small chance?
Hey.
You read the bottle and you know about plants. How high is it of a chance that he turns green? Chance turn green.
Well, that would be really ironic. But we need to get you over to the nursery. Stat, you heard what Hogan said.
All right, pal, let's go.
I'm not going to leave your side until you're better.
Thanks, pal. Thanks.
And they'll take him to the infirmary. So.
And Roxanne will go and talk to Toby.
I'm just in the tent with Toby, helping to stabilize him. And when we leave, I'm going to help him limp to the banquet, I guess. Oh no, it scratched his arm.
When you're helping him over to go to the banquet, Aika will go on the other side of Toby and say, "Here, I can help with that." And we'll help Toby on the other side. Thanks, Aika. Of course, he says. Us Horned Serpent members have to stick together, no? Yes.
Roxana looks very deeply in thought. But she doesn't.
All right.
She's like...
Yeah, I think Aika realizes that something's bothering Roxana, but he's not going to say anything at the moment.
Yeah, she's kind of got like that weird green tinge to her skin, but it doesn't escalate further than just a green tinge.
All right. So you're going to take them towards the banquet. Is anything happening with Juan or Albion?
So I think Al would have went over just to check on him to make sure his wounds were healed okay. I don't think any of the spells she did were anything crazy, but he would have checked on Nico.
Hey, brother. Looks like...
Hey, buddy. How you holding up?
Well, I got a little bit kicked around there, but it doesn't hurt as much as my pride.
Well, I mean, it was pretty bold of you to come right after one of our professors.
Yeah, well, I just saw an opportunity and I just had to take it, I mean, we couldn't dance around the board forever. Oh, well, I guess watching you and Finn, I guess you could, he says with a grin.
Hey, sometimes you gotta win with strategy, not just sheer force.
He says, I'm good, though. Finn looked, really, upset about something, though.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that as well. I wasn't sure if he was going to come after me or not, and then I don't know.
He seemed a little out of his element. I don't know. And man, did you see Levi just now? Dude, that was super cool.
Yeah, he's been learning from Chessa, which, by the way, how crazy is that? She was one of the first ones out.
Yeah, man. Originally, I actually thought I would be a little, not happy, but slightly so when she got out so early, but I don't know. I actually felt bad when she got out that early.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a relief knowing she wasn't going to be coming for me, but I could tell that she took it kind of hard. She seemed upset.
I'm sure she'll get over it. You know, you still got one more event left.
I think it's anyone's game still.
Hey, how are you feeling, though? Like, have you spoken to Asa lately?
No, I was gonna ask you if she'd have said anything to you. I think for the most part she's avoiding me, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't went out of my way to try to find her either. So, it's been a while since we've talked.
Gotcha. I haven't really been able to talk to her about it specifically either. She didn't seem to be in the mood, so... Which is weird, because normally she and I talk about almost everything. But I think she just needs more time.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for her, though. I mean, it was always the three of us, and now she's not really talking to either of us. I mean, we've got our teams here to kind of talk to, and she's all alone.
Yeah, I know.
If she says anything to you, let her know that I'm willing to talk if she wants to.
I'll do that. Do you want to get something to eat?
Yeah, let's get to this banquet. I'm hungry.
Gives you a pat in the back, and he wraps his arm around your shoulder.
Chessa immediately goes to visit Levi in the infirmary, bringing some food for him to eat.
Chessa like sighs as when she approaches you. Good technique. Looks like you knocked Finn down a peg.
Oh, you saw that? I mean, you know, I was trying as hard as I could. I'm gonna not even lie. He's a big guy. I was terrified. Yeah, it might not happen again. So how you doing?
Honestly, I feel a little disappointed that I didn't get to do very much.
I mean, if it's any consolation, I think all the teams were terrified to go against you. And it took a teacher to come and get you. And you were holding your own for a while.
I appreciate that. Congrats, though.
I know, did you see Rox? Like, she was out there killing people.
I was very impressed. Her lioness form was very formidable.
Yeah, she took out, like, what, Toby and, like, 2 kings and, like, man, it was insane.
I wouldn't want to go up against her, that's for sure.
I mean, she's tough when she's a lion, which reminds me, I gotta go get my ring. But they, like, you know, the,
Excuse me?
You idiot!
What? Roxy just holding something for me. I gotta make sure to grab it from her later.
Oh, you gave Roxana a ring? She said.
Like, it's not like it's like. Do I go with the truth? Yeah. I gave her like just a little ring. You know, like what do you call it? Chance, help me out here, buddy. Help me out here.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like a friendship ring.
Oh, yes, a friendship ring. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because, you know, me and Rock, like, to be honest, I don't even know if we're friends. Like, I think we are. Like, today she was or a couple days ago she was kind of cool, and I don't know, things have gotten better, but...
She says, I'm sure you two have gotten very close, being on the same team.
Yeah, she does. I don't know if she's still... I don't think she likes me at all still, to be honest. But she seemed to be nice. You are way smarter than me. I just want to let you know that. Like, all right.
Levi, darn.
Chance, you remember that little ring hoop thing?
I think you might have barely mentioned it. Yes. What about it?
All right. Well, she was just holding on to that for me. So it's not like a real friendship ring, Chessa. It's like a little thing that I found, and she's just holding it.
Okay. All right.
I don't know why the more she does that, the more I want to tell her. I feel bad. I just want to tell her everything.
Don't you do it. I'll whoop you.
All right. It was, you know my little rock? The rock that was at the tip of my wand?
Yes, I was wondering why that wasn't there anymore.
Okay, well, I was in transfiguration class. It got transformed. It's a hoop. And that's it. It's the end of the story. It's just a hoop.
Well, that's a really odd thing to transfigure a hoop into.
That's what I was saying. That's why I gave it to Rox. Hopefully she could figure it out. I don't know.
Is it something magical?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, it was something else, so...
Do you know what it is?
It's a hoop. It's gold.
It's
like round.
Okay. All right, Levi. She just, and
but you're okay, right?
Oh, I'm okay. You're just acting really strange.
I'm sorry. Look, Finn, when I uppercutted his head off, I hurt my hand. Now that's hurting my brain.
Juan, are you going to be talking to anyone? No?
He's going to go to eat and then he's going to his room. He's not feeling well.
All right. Well, while you're in the banquet getting something to eat, you're going to feel a tap on your shoulder.
Yeah, who is it?
You'll turn around and you'll see Naila there. Hey, Juan.
Hey.
Congrats. You guys kicked butt.
Thank you. You did so well, too. You get in second place and you didn't lose.
I didn't really do much. I just kind of moved around the board and didn't really attack anyone.
Tell me. I got captured like, I don't know, 5 moves in. You did more than me. That I can say.
Yeah, sorry. When I saw that you were taken out, I knew you were really disappointed.
Doesn't matter. My teammates, they were forced to be reckoned with.
If it makes you feel better, I mean, Chessa got taken out pretty early too, not long after you. So, hopefully that says something.
I mean, yeah, it was, I don't know. I feel that I was too indecisive. I don't know if it's my ego talking, but I think that I could actually have taken Professor Bahati. But I don't know. I didn't go for it, and I ended up not doing anything,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a little cautious. I mean, prior to this strategy, I guess, was determining when you should take the offensive and when you should take the defensive. So it's hard to know right on the spot what the right thing to do is, so you just do your best.
I guess. Look, I really guess I need some time alone. I'm gonna go to my bedroom and think for a while. I'll talk to you later.
She'll frown at that, and she'll say, "Alright, well, if you change your mind, just come look us up."
Yeah. Goodbye. And he will take his plate. It's full of candies and sweet stuff.
Oh. Yeah. Maybe like a tub of ice cream. Like something like this.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Oh boy. I will. Is there chicken pie on the table?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So once I get Toby settled and I bring him a plate of food or something, I'm gonna go and grab a chicken pie and put it on a plate, and I'm gonna go up to Aika.
Okay. Yeah, you'll do that. I think when you left, he was just sitting down with Toby, just making sure he was okay. And when you bring up pie, he looks up at you and says, "For me?"
Well, there's a lot on here. I was hoping I'd get some too. I can't guarantee it's as good as your mother's, but...
Oh, Roxana, I'm so flattered that you slaved over a hot stove just for me, he says, looking at me.
Aika, you wouldn't catch me dead slaving over a hot stove. And she sits down next to him.
That's true. I don't really picture you slaving over anything.
No. That's really not my style.
It smells very good.
And she tasted. She's like, it is very good, but your mother still has better chicken pie.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I will let her know the next time I speak to her that you said so.
Aw, thank you.
He forces a smile. So,
How are you? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
She was gonna ask him, how are you going? Stupid question, I know.
I don't think that the gravity of what's been going on the last couple of weeks has completely hit me. So I think a part of me is in denial, and the other part of me is just very confused over what happened. My mother, like I said, she's been taking it the worst.
Understandably.
He pulls out, I guess, the wizard's version of a photograph, and he basically shows a photograph of these two girls who look close to age. They're not exactly the same, but relatively close to age. And then this little boy, who probably is about around 10 years younger, maybe more than them, holding on, like, he's in between and they're holding hands with him. And he says, that one over there, that is Delphina, and that one over there is Nadia.
I see.
Those were simple times. Much, much more simple times. We lost Delphina, like I said, around... has it been 10 years now? I don't quite remember. The years have been blurring. But losing Nadia, I'm sure, was a very difficult blow indeed.
Yeah, I can imagine. Really sucks. And I wish it could be different.
They haven't caught the perpetrators. They're still on the lookout for them, and I don't know. I really would love for them to... I would really love for there to be some justice.
They'll catch him. Karma always comes around to bite the bastards on the ass.
But enough about myself. You have a lot to celebrate for.
Yeah, I didn't feel like me. You know, I don't usually claw people to smithereens, but...
It's part of the game. And all of our wounds are healed afterwards. No harm done.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be okay. I just, for now, it's...
Well...
I mean, they were scared of me, but I wanted them to be scared of me, and I don't like that I wanted that.
I can understand that. I guess I can relate. I don't want people to not trust me, but given my interests in secrets, it's very hard. That can be very hard to... You can't have both, I guess.
So, seeing as though we're both pretty miserable, what can I do to cheer you up, Aika? If there's something you feel like doing.
What can you do to cheer me up?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. Where, it'd be nice to go out somewhere. Somewhere totally different. What say you?
Let's go for a walk then.
That sounds nice.
You go for a walk.
You'll go off for a walk. Meanwhile, while that's happening, is anything else going on with any other character?
Levi was running to find rocks, I think specifically.
All right.
And
We'll say you're
he's nearby.
Would Albion be nearby?
He would have probably taken Finn's invite to eat with him.
He's like chewing some of the the dishes there, and he's saying, "Wow, this is very good."
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of fun getting to see all the different cultures and their food and their entertainment and just everything's. I don't know. It's a neat opportunity. I'm glad we got to do this. What's been your favorite so far?
You mean the favorite part of the competition?
Sure.
I guess meeting new people. People outside of Goldofsterets, people with different thoughts and views. I have to tell you, when I started this competition, I thought of things in certain ways, and then after, I don't know, talking to so many other people from around the world, it challenged my way of thinking in many ways.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. I think we've all probably grown a little bit in different ways throughout this competition. It's not something people do every day.
I have to admit, I'm going to be sad when it's all over. There's a lot of great friendships that I've made, and I don't know what's going to happen in the next semester when, we're not all connected anymore.
There's ways to keep in touch, though.
That's true. That's true.
That's when Levi enters.
How about you, Albion? What's been your favorite part of all of this?
I don't know, I guess at first I didn't want to do this because I didn't want to have to worry about one more thing, but it's been a nice distraction. I mean, I can't believe it's my last year of school and it's almost halfway over. I guess it's also kind of scary because we should probably be planning on what's next after this. But I don't know, I think the distraction and just the new opportunities, like you said, have been one of my favorite parts.
Have you thought about what you're going to do after school when you graduate? Have you thought about, I don't know, what you wanted to be when you graduated?
I've thought a little bit about it. I mean, obviously, my passion is herbology, so anything that lets me use that would be a win in my book, but there's a few options, I guess, given that parameter. I've always thought about maybe teaching in Mahotokoro, but it's not the only option.
I'm sure a lot of kids in the future would love to have you as their teacher.
Yeah, as much as I'm good at herbology, I don't know how good I'd be at teaching it. It takes a different skill set to teach something that you're good at.
Well, you're clearly passionate about it, Al. And I feel like if you're passionate about a subject, that should translate well to the people you're teaching it to. At least that's what I think.
Possibly. Yeah, it's definitely an option. How about yourself?
It's been hard because, I don't know, I never really thought that much about the future. I just kind of wanted to survive. The entire time I've been in school, it's just been surviving 1 year at a time, and now that it's almost over, it's hard for me to picture myself out in the real world. I thought about maybe becoming an oar, but part of me isn't really sure if I would necessarily want that sort of lifestyle. Maybe I'd want something that was less, I don't know, dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a career that puts you in the line of danger.
Another thought I had would be to continue helping my mom at the shop, crafting staves and other things. Did you know that I do that as a hobby? Crafting things? Mostly from seashells.
Out of character, I don't believe they've talked about that. Correct?
I don't think so.
All right. No. What kinds of things do you enjoy crafting?
Most of the time, it's things like jewelry, and he pulls out a pack that he has, and he reaches in and he shows like some necklaces and some bracelets that he made with tiny little seashells that he like strung together, and then like a hairpiece of some sort. And he said, I like to make these just when I need time to think, basically. It's good to try to come up with something practical while you're thinking.
Al would reach out to grab it, but then stop himself. May I?
Yeah. If any of these in particular catches your eye, is there any particular one that you like?
So he would just look at them and kind of examine them closer. Wow, they're so intricate. Do you ever use magic to, give them any magical properties, or are they simply for decoration?
I do. I have in the past. There was actually one particular charm that I learned recently that I wanted to try it on. Al, which of these particularly catches your eye?
I think Al's favorite color is green to represent plants, so if there's anything with green on it, he would gravitate towards something green.
I'm gonna say there's like a bracelet. There's probably, he has different sets, so there's a couple of bracelets that's there that has these little small spiral shells on them, and it looks like they're strung up with a very silky looking seaweed, dark green seaweed.
Yeah. Would Al recognize anything about the seaweed?
Go ahead and roll herbology. 20. The particular seaweed that he uses is native to Russia. It doesn't have any magical properties, but when it's dried the way it is, it maintains its elasticity, and it's actually pretty strong. And so using it for jewelry is actually like relatively ideal. So
okay, so you would pick that one up and say, oh, I really like this one. I like the green, and it looks like you've made it with some sort of plant that comes from the ocean, I assume. Is that seaweed?
He smiles proudly. Yeah, it is. I particularly I started making bracelets, like friendship bracelets, I guess, and sort of graduated to other things, but they are probably the ones that I make that are the best quality.
They look awesome. I'm quite impressed. And out of character, would Al notice if he's wearing any sort of jewelry anywhere?
Yeah, so Finn also has a bracelet very similar to what you just picked out, and he has it on his wrist right now. And there is there appears to be an amethyst stone attached to it, almost like a charm, basically.
Oh, it's his birthstone.
Which you can probably guess is his birthstone. Yeah.
Okay. And I only asked that for curiosity, just to see if Al would notice it. He probably wouldn't say anything about his bracelet, but yeah, he would. He'd say, I really like this one a lot. You do some nice work here.
He smiles. Thanks. Can I see it for a sec?
Yeah. He'll hand it back.
What did you say your birthstone was?
November is topaz? Is that right? Yeah.
He reaches into his pouch again and he pulls out a box, and it has little tiny like charms of each of the months. And he will. I think Finn is going to pull out what looks like a special type of glasses, and he actually puts the glasses onto his face, which makes him look very different. seeing this big burly guy suddenly with glasses. And then he takes like these little instruments out, these little tweezer-looking instruments, and within like a minute, he is able to attach the charm onto the topaz charm onto the bracelet. And then he says, "All right, I'm gonna try something." He then reaches into his pouch and he pulls out a wand. Normally he uses his trident, but
Right.
he pulls out a wand. And then he sort of like warms himself up, and then he starts to make an incantation on the topaz charm and casts it onto the charm itself. The topaz charm shimmers a little bit, and then it grows dull again. And then he hands it over to you and says, "Here, it's yours."
Wow, this is. He'll look at it. This is amazing. What kind of is it like? Is there a clasp on it, or is it just slip over his hand?
Yeah. There's a clasp, so he'll actually like unclasp it and like help. He'll actually help clasp it onto your wrist.
Al just kind of like examines it on his wrist. So, what was that charm exactly?
Well, it's a summoning charm. Basically, if you ever find yourself in a pinch or in trouble, you just focus on the charm and you'll immediately teleport it to whoever has the other side. Whoever has the matching charm.
And who has the matching charm?
He holds up his wrist and he points at the amethyst.
Wow.
That's so cute.
And you actually think that this would work?
Honestly, I've only tested it short distances, but in theory, if you're within range, and honestly I don't know what the range is, it should just work. It's almost like a port key, but it's not.
I'm honestly in shock. I mean, the last time one of the champions gave me something, it was laced with some poison, so...
I don't think I could ever poison you, Al.
I appreciate that.
I mean, because he like stopped himself. I mean, because, you know, you're a herbologist, and, you know, as an herbologist, you should be able to come up with an antidote really quickly, is what I meant, he says, trying to save himself. But yeah, I mean, I worry about you, Al. I do. So, if you ever find yourself in trouble, just know you have a way out.
Well, thank you, Finn. I guess I have some work ahead of me to figure out how to repay you for this gift. I'll think of something, don't you worry.
You don't have to pay me back for this. I mean, I wanted you to have it. Nobody else has really been interested in asking me to do anything other than lift heavy things for them.
I know I don't have to, but I'd like to give you something in return. I just don't know what it is quite yet.
Kiss him on the mouth. Sorry.
Okay.
Mouth kism.
Sorry, I had to.
Just promise me one thing. When the event's over and things go back to normal, don't lose touch.
Well, I think with these charms you've got made here, it might be kind of hard. He says, do they go both ways?
Yeah. They do.
I guess.
The magic is limited, though. You can only use it once per gem, so once it's used, I'd have to enchant a new one and reattach it for it to work again.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was getting a little worried. I thought you could just like show up out of nowhere, like, and any time. That could be a little awkward given the situation.
No, it's just as a emergency precaution.
Well, I really appreciate it, Finn, and hopefully we never need it, but if I do, I know you'll be there for me.
Yeah, I will. And with that, he'll reach over and just like put his hand over yours.
Oh.
Al blushes a little bit, but doesn't take it away.
And then kisses him on the mouth.
He does not do that.
He probably will look around though to see if anyone's looking because he's really worried.
So the good news is you don't see Asa around, so that's a good news. But you do see that Nico has a plate in his hand, and he was just walking by, and then when he sees like Finn reach over and take a hold of your hand, he goes, "Oh."
He had the daughter reaction of
basically because you're looking at Finn, and behind Finn is Nico, so if you're looking at Nico over his shoulder, he's like he's looking really like excited, hysterical.
someone animate this.
So he doesn't seem upset or like disgusted in any way.
No, he just seems really like shocked and surprised.
Right. I think even though Al realizes Nico's not like upset in any way, he probably like just out of like instinct will probably like pull his hand back a little bit and just kind of blush, like probably beet red, and be staring at Nico's direction.
All right. I don't think Finn is going to notice you staring. He's going to notice you pull back. So Finn will like his face will drop slightly, and he will pull his hand back, and he's going to blush again, and he'll say, "Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable."
So is Nico in like hearing range, or is he still coming their way?
No, I think Nico is like at that point he's like turning around and going in a different direction. So he's leaving, and Finn looks like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to make that weird."
Oh no, sorry. You're okay. I'm sorry. Nico was coming this way.
Oh, right. I got it. I gotcha, he says. And he's just gonna start quickly, like, putting his stuff away, putting stuff back into his pouch.
Al's kind of still just, like, a little embarrassed. He's maybe picking at his plate or something.
You okay?
But, yeah, it's just, this is all still a little confusing for me.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. So just let me know if you ever get uncomfortable with anything.
I will.
Do you want me to get you a drink?
That'd be great. Thank you.
He's gonna stand up and he's gonna to get you a drink. Levi, now, if you want to run in as Finn is leaving, you may run in. And when you arrive, I would like for both Albion and Roxana to roll an observe spot.
All right. Okay, guys, I messed up. I messed up big time. All right, look, this is what I was talking to Chester and Chance, and I accidentally told Chester about the hoop, and now she knows about it, guys. And she doesn't know what they do. She just knows that it's there. And Rox, your father was probably my friend's roommate, and now she kind of knows about the hoop, and now she's gonna ask these questions. She's way smarter than me, guys. I can't outthink her. She's just I'm not good under pressure.
Okay, shut up. All right, we're going to backpedal here. So Chester knows about the hoop. Okay, Chester knows about the hoop. Yes.
She knows that we have a hoop. Well, she thinks I gave you a promise ring or a friendship ring.
Oh, Jesus. Buy me dinner first. But anyway. Sorry, bad joke. Does she know it's magical, or does she just think it's a hoop?
No, yeah, I told her it's magical.
Okay. Snowflake, did we not learn our lesson?
That's what I'm afraid of. Look, Juan's gonna yell at me, and look, I'm not as mentally strong as you, Rox. I'm gonna break down if he yells at me. So we can't have this happen.
As somebody who's had it happen, it is awful.
It was a mental lapse. All I said was like, she was like, oh man, Rox really good at like turning into like, the lions and stuff. And I was like, oh, that reminds me, I gotta get my ring later. She's like, oh, you gave her a ring. And the Chance was like, oh, you gave her a ring. And I was like, oh man, I gotta get, no, it's not like that.
Okay, shut up. You really like this girl. She makes you really stupid.
Look, it's not. Look, it's tough when like you're looking at somebody and like the eyes are just kind of sparkling and they just ask you, but it's kind of hard to lie to them.
I know it's hard. But we have to do better. We're going to have to come up with some sort of collateral damage plan here. Okay.
I got a perfect idea. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna mail the hoop off somewhere and have it go away, and I'll be like, "Oh, that hoop's gone. It's not even a thing anymore, Chessa."
It's in my bond. You're not gonna be. She's like gonna one up me. You're not gonna.
That was Bart.
No. You're going to mail it off, and who knows who will get it then? Okay, we keep the hoops. All right.
I'm gonna send it to Tobias.
No, don't talk about the hoops to anyone. Let's wait till Juan's here. Where is Juan?
Where is Ron?
Anyway,
we'll say that maybe Al approaches at that point because I didn't want to interrupt that whole back and forth. So Al comes over. And at the end, he picks up that you guys are like saying the word hoop and then Juan, and he's like, "Wait, did he tell you guys what he had to tell you about the hoops? Is that what you're talking about?"
No, I accidentally told Chessa about the hoops.
Wait, what?
Yes, he did.
It's a long story. Look, she was just sitting there. The Chance was there. She was like, "Oh, Rox is good at turning into animals." And then I was like, "Oh, I gotta get that hoop." And she's like, or that ring. And she's like, "Oh, you gave Rox a ring." And then Chance was like, "Yeah, you gave Rox a ring." And I was like, "No, it's not like that. I just."
So wait. So Toby knows.
Yes.
Chessa knows.
And
Chance knows. And Tritessa, she saw the hoop, so 4 other people know. Guys, this is getting a little bit out of control.
You be the silly little snowflake.
No, hey, I told 3 people. That's all I told. I only told 3. I didn't tell Tritessa. She made it appear. She made mine appear. I would have been the one that was there for her.
Works out of custom.
And we still don't know what Juan needs to tell us, so who knows? But we need to figure this out because, like I said, the more people that know, the more dangerous this gets.
Exactly. We will talk about this in the morning. For now, please don't go telling pretty girls about the hoop, alright? Okay? Can you manage that?
I only told 2 pretty girls about the hoop and a pretty Chance. Alright, that's it.
Okay. You're just lucky you're a nice guy.
Speaking of the hoops, Juan still has my hoop, and you guys haven't seen him either?
No, I think...
No, I haven't seen him around. He was the first one I was going to look for because I was going to apologize to him instantly.
Yeah, tell him instantly. Don't lie to him.
I'm not going to lie. Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell him, look, it was a mistake. I told you the story. She said Rox is good at turning into lions. I was like, yeah, I got to get my ring. She's like, oh, you gave Rox a ring, and then... I already told the story. Look, it was an accident.
We know.
It was an accident.
All right. People fuck up. This happens. I'd be angrier, but I'm a changed woman. I am in the least of life. I know. Mature.
Look, Chessa's a smart girl. She's gonna ask me more questions.
Which is why
I can't lie to her. I can't lie to her.
Okay, how about this? Just say she can come talk to me because I revel up lying to people, okay?
That's excellent. But are you sure you don't want to just mail the hoops off somewhere?
We are keeping the hoops. End of story, okay?
Okay. All right. Deal. All right.
Now, all right. Second on the agenda. What was that you said about my father?
What? Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. Yeah. So, I talked to my buddy Rodney, right? And he's like, "Hey, yo, I'm living in New Orleans. This is so crazy." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then we heard that your father was in New Orleans. And we're like, "Whoa, that's crazy. You know, what are the odds?" And then we heard your father moved, right, to like Washington or something like that, or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. But like, he was like, "Oh," and then I called Ron. I called him just like a couple days ago. And he was like, "Oh, me and my roommate, we just moved to Washington. My roommate really had to leave really bad." And I was like, "Oh, shoot. All right. Well, that's crazy." And now I put it together, and I think your father was my friend's roommate.
Was your friend a wizard?
No, he's a Muggle.
Oh, well, then there's no way my father would be living with him.
Well, let's say your father's on the run and like he didn't want to be found, and he's like, "Oh shoot, where would they never find me? Maybe with like a Muggle."
How well do you know this friend, Levi?
Oh, we've been friends for like 3 years. 4 years,
Okay, so
maybe?
you're pretty good friends, but not really good friends.
Yeah, like I know his name's Rodney. I call him Rods.
And he doesn't know anything about Bartholomew being
I don't know.
a Death
I
Eater?
couldn't remember her father's name. I just asked if he spoke Russian. He said no. Oh wait, something about like a girl with blonde hair and like deep freckles, and like she's French kinda, or like has a French accent, something along those lines.
Also out of character, I assume that's a Vila, but I don't know if our characters would know that. Do you want us to roll an intelligence or something?
Sure, roll magical beast, I guess.
Okay, look, this is... It really doesn't matter, because he's in prison now.
So we think. Look, I've been like conspiracy theory
They caught
time.
him, Levi.
Huh?
It was in the newspaper.
They have someone that looks like him. What if Rodney's your father?
And she like just... Okay. Alright. You said some stupid shit. But this takes the cake. Alright? We're not going to talk about this again. It's done. Alright? You're not going to tell any more cute girls about the hoop. You're not going to tell me that you're fishing rods. What's his name? Rodney? What kind of a name is that?
I call him Rods. It's a nickname. It's short. I give people nicknames to help them feel a little more special. That's just what I do, okay? That's just what I do.
Oh, why don't I get a pop culture name? You just call me Rocks.
Yeah, rocks. Like on the rocks, you know, like a drink.
The 19 with the 19 Albion, that does sound like it could be a part Vila, maybe, but it doesn't necessarily mean it is, but it could be.
So wait, tell me about this blonde French girl. How does she tie in?
All right, I don't know. That was her father's girlfriend.
I thought her father was married to her mother.
Yes.
Look,
Happily,
her father's a really
until
bad
quite
guy.
recently.
Look, her father's a really bad guy. He could kill people, but he can't see other women. Telling me that doesn't happen.
My father was not your muggle friend's roommate, okay? And even if he was, he is in prison now. Far away from where he can do any harm. It's okay.
Or he switched bodies with Rods. He switched minds. Is that a spell for that? Is there a spell for that? Can you switch minds with somebody?
Not minds, but you can polymorph. But even then, they caught him, okay? They would find out by now if it wasn't him, alright? Let's just calm down.
Yeah, I mean, it is suspicious that he was rooming with Rodney if he was, but like Roxy said, he is captured and I'm sure they've done all their due diligence to make sure he's the right person.
Exactly.
They're experts at this.
And speaking of my dad, Levi, you're, actually both of you. I'm going to probably be dealing with both of your fathers. Sorry, English. Fathers.
Oh,
In the
my
near
father's
future.
my father's like is married already. Not interested.
Anyway, I finally spoke to your dad, Elvin.
Oh? I haven't
Yeah.
seen him. You got to him before I did.
I did, and he doesn't seem to like me very much, but that's fine. A lot of people don't like me.
When did you see him, though?
I got called to the headmaster's office, and they asked if they wanted to drop out of the competition, and I said no.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he seemed to really be down for me quitting and really trying to encourage me. He's a very pushy person.
Well, I mean, like I told you, he was convinced that you being in the competition was somehow hindering me, but
He did say that.
We know that's not true.
I told him you're a grown man who can make his own decisions. But that aside, I asked him if he would take me to Azkaban with him, which I assume you haven't spoken to him yet. And he said he would see what he could do. But as it turns out, Levi, your dad, is the final yes or no on whether I can see him.
This is like a really strange coincidence thing.
It is really, really strange.
Wait, my dad's on your dad's case?
Yeah, he's representing him.
Oh, that's good, because like if it's not him, my dad would know. So.
I think if it was him, they made him drink a truth potion. And he said he did all of it. So
but look,
he's guilty.
If your dad didn't do it, I promise my father would get him off.
He did it, Levi. We all know it.
I mean,
hey, Rock.
I'm just saying, if there's a small chance.
Shut up! Just shut up! Anyway, what were you saying, Albion?
Mark, I rolled to observe real quick to see if I noticed Al's new bracelet.
Yeah, you do. I'll say yes. He definitely wasn't wearing that before.
Yeah.
That's pretty...
Hey, Al, that's a cool bracelet that you got there. Where'd you get that?
Oh, this Finn actually made it for me. Did you know he crafts jewelry?
Did I? Do I?
I don't think you ever cared to find out what he did.
No, I never
so
did.
No, you had no idea.
I had no clue. But Finn gave that to you?
That's like major.
Yeah.
They're just friends, Rocks.
Yeah, but would I know that? Would I know anything about Finn's sexuality?
I don't think so. I don't think you would. I don't think you would know anything about it. No. I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure you know that a lot of girls have tried to flirt with him, but he's never like. I don't think he's ever like dated any of them.
Well, I mean, Finn's not fun for dating, but he doesn't exactly give out these little trinkets, I imagine, willy-nilly. So he must really like him. No, because he hates me. I don't talk to him.
Maybe that's why he never gave you one. Maybe if I wouldn't ask him, he'd be like, "Yeah, you can have one."
I tend to give him a white bird for obvious reasons. I think it's really uncomfortable.
Him a white bird?
Oh my god, white bird.
She's saying white bird, is she not?
Okay, wide bird.
Maybe you should use smaller words for Levi.
You're so frustrating.
It sounded like white bird, and I was really lost. I didn't know what.
Wide berth. Wide berth. I give him a wide berth. I don't talk to him.
Give him a wide berth.
That's the one, the very one. Congratulations, we're learning things today.
Anyways, Roxy, I know I said I didn't want to go see your father, but if my father somehow gets permission from Levi's father for you to see your father, and you want someone to be with you, I would go.
Well, you don't have to do that.
I mean, I probably won't want to talk to your father, but I'll at least go along so you're not alone.
And I'll ask my father if he'll let us go, if you let me go, so I can make sure that he didn't swap brains with Rod's.
Levi, this isn't a movie or a comic book, okay? Bartholomew got caught, right? That's end of story. And either of you don't have to get mixed up in this more than you already are. I'm okay. So honestly, up to you. You want to go.
Good luck getting hold of my dad to see if he'll let you in. I mean, he's a busy man. Sometimes I can't even get a hold of him. I don't know.
That's fine. we'll see what comes of it. If I don't see him, I don't see him. No skin off
Well,
my back.
The offer stands, whether you take it or not.
I'll think about it. Thank you, Albion. You're a good person.
So anyways, shouldn't we find Juan? Because first he has this information on the hoops, and now he's missing. I find that very suspicious.
So to wrap things up, right before you go off to look for Juan, you noticed something really weird with Levi. It looks like his skin has turned chartreuse.
What does that mean?
As in his skin turned color into chartreuse.
Or the Majagra.
Levi?
Yeah.
You're a different color.
Yeah.
Kind of look like
I know
Chance.
I'm white and I was born this way. But it's okay. You don't have to keep bringing it up every second.
No. Look at your skin.
It kind of looks like Chance.
He does.
Is it like on my arms or like
Yeah,
my face?
it's your entire your entire body seems to have just changed chartreuse during your conversation, which is a yellowish green color.
I gotta definitely stop drinking Chance blood.
Levi, you didn't keep taking that Majagra, did you?
You know, yeah.